Yeah, hopefully we will get. All right, right. Good. We are live on YouTube now. Thank you for your patience, Dr. Leonard Nzenwa. If you are listening right now, please join me so I can approve your presence right here, so we can get this whole thing started. I hope. Yes. Hold on. Let me get this guy back on track. All right. Let me see what's going on. Let's see what's going on here. Yes, Dr. Leonard, I'm live now on YouTube. Can you see me? Yes, I'm hearing you now. Yes. Okay. Request to be a guest so I can approve you from here. Now, when you go on, if you are seeing me live on YouTube, there's a place where you say request to be a guest. Okay, let me do that. Yeah, please. Yes, viewers and listeners, sorry, we are having this little problem, this little challenge, but I'm hoping that we'll resolve it as soon as possible. So it is going to be about Nnamdi Kanu and his continued illegal detention in Nigeria by the Nigerian currently a rogue authority right now, because the government we have in Nigeria is illegal, is fake. We did not elect that leadership. But that's what they say now. They are the ones holding him now after Buhari had held him for nearly 3 years. So we want somebody who has a depth of knowledge about what is taking place to talk about this issue dispassionately and in a manner that the whole of Nigeria and the world will understand what is taking place and the pariah that Nigeria has become. Sad moment for Nigeria and its people right now. Nigeria is most insecure. Nigeria is having food crisis. Nigeria is has economic crisis that is not supposed to be, being the 5th largest exporter of oil and a hub to a variety and array of mineral and natural resources. There's no reason Nigeria is in shambles the way it is, but it is what it is. Nigeria is in shambles right now. All we are looking for now is solution, and this is the reason we are talking to the young people of Nigeria. The young people of Nigeria resist being divided, resist being segregated. The people who divide you are your oppressors, and the only way they can feed is through dividing you. You are the oxygen that they have been relying to keep you in captivity. It's up to you to listen to me now. Yes, this drum is beating for the young people of Nigeria and by extension, the young people of Africa. Listen to what is happening. Our continent, our countries are in trouble because of the quality and type of leadership we have always chosen. It's time for us to think differently in order to do things that will generate us the type of result that will make us a progressive people. Man. Hey, Dr. Leonard. Hello? Man, I don't know why. All right. I don't know. Maybe we should proceed on phone because I don't know why that is happening. Yeah, the network is another problem. So maybe it's not loading enough of the tabs that you need to click on to get inside this show. So I don't know. And there's a lot of people out there already from various platforms already watching. Can we just proceed on phone? Yes, I'm hearing you. All right. Introducing Dr. Leonard Nzenwa, the former national chairman of the African Action Congress and the former chairman of the Interparty Advisory Council of Nigeria, and also the lead consultant of Hyte and Hyte Limited. Dr. Leonard is a political activist. Hey, Dr. Leonard, you are welcome to Nigeria Now at ONN and the Nightingale Radio International. You are being watched by thousands of people yet, and I know it's going to be perhaps running into a lot of people are coming through TikTok and other platforms where we operate. Please introduce yourself to our global audience.
For quite some time now, we've not had kind of outlets on the situation. Of course, you know my pedigree, I've been on my background, a couple of political, those who are in politics in Nigeria also know who I am. Simply, I am a political activist, I'm also a political leader, a former party chairman, the former chairman of all the political parties, including PCP and APC. I was in the peak of the entire thing that transferred onto the emergence of Bola Tinubu as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So we are leading to we're seeing today. I've been the top person in the background of politics of this country, and so much has happened in the last few years that I can say. There's too much to talk about, and most times you just sit back and watch things unfold. At times, if you put your head in, if you survive, you come out. If you don't survive, you go in for it. Just like as Thierry said in the history of the rebellion, where he said that he that fights and runs away, they need to fight another thing. But he that is in the path to slay will never rise to fight again. We decided to take the path for quite some time now to work this on so that we can be able to live and fight things. And if I remember very well, you could look at George Orwell in his book 1984, where he said clearly that that the kind of picture you see is a picture where if you see the images of people in the future, it's that of the food being stamped on by the elites. And so we're experiencing a situation where the elites are crudely, heartlessly stomping the pieces and the hearts of the masses with the intent to extinct them and to bury them. And again, the name is Dr. Leonard Nzenwa. I'm just a political leader in this country, and I hope things will better for all of us to live for our children and the younger generation. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome to this show. And now, give us an overview, just a summary in a few words, the state of Nigeria right now. What is taking place in Nigeria right now? The lockdown that we have, the insecurity that we are having, the food crisis that Nigeria is grappling with right now.
To put it just very mildly, I would say Nigeria is next weakest of problems. The problem that is confronting this nation is hydra-hided. It is a form of wicked problem that is man-made, a form of problem that is elite orchestrated, the kind of problem that is wickedly structured, the kind of problem that is intended to smother the life of the land. So the situation we have in this country is that of a stampede to survive. Everybody is looking for a way to survive. And when you get to that kind of situation, you get the beast or the base nature of man at play. So what you find here, you find people who are trying to survive, and they need to survive. Anything happens. There are no laws. The laws are not obeyed. Those in power are also trying to see how they can survive themselves, because when the people you are ruling or the people you are governing or the people you are trying to lead are not comfortable, you did that will also not be comfortable. So the situation we have in this country is that I would classically classify as a pocket of problems and looking for solutions from all angles. It's an utopian problem, and we don't know how to come about it. Just as Randy said, we have food crisis, we have currency crisis, we have political crisis, we have crisis on all fronts. We just think we can find a way, we can grab either one of these ends and see how we can resolve it. But I tell you, it will just be the help of God and the strong determination of those who can survive to see how they can walk through this minefield called Nigeria.
Now, as a patriot, what do you think is the best way to address these problems holistically?
We need to be sincere to ourselves. The first thing we need to ask ourselves is, when you want to solve a problem, you identify this problem. What is the problem Nigeria is having? That's the first thing. And if you identify this problem, you can now originate series of platitudes or solutions on how to address or resolve these problems. So what we're seeing is that most people do not really genuinely believe that Nigeria has a problem, especially the political elites. If they understand that we have a problem, the approach to resolving this problem is not important. What we're seeing is a situation where they have a temporary arrangement to start the cushion the effect of the problems. At the same time, this problem keeps on growing every day and every minute. Our hope and our expectation is that for us to see how we can resolve this problem as a patriot, we need to come together on the table and agree to ourselves that first of all, we all wrong every person. No person can claim to be a saint. No person can say he's not part of the problem. No person can say wholeheartedly that have not in one way or the other led into the crisis we're having in this country. Whether it is economic crisis, whether it is political crisis, whether it is social crisis, or any form of crisis that we have in this country. The people that have been at the corridor of power in the country for the last 30 years or 40 years are responsible for what is going on in this country. And so they've got to agree there's a problem, and they are the major cause of the problem. Because once you generate yourself, you cannot find a solution without problem. So the first thing is basically is for the leader to identify the problem and identify the problem. The second thing is, how can we reach out genuinely to those who are governing the masses and tell them that we have created the problem and we can solve it. The thing you have to do, you have to be sympathetic, you have to be patient, you have to be sincere about it. Now, when the people do not see any sincerity in what you're doing and trying to reach across to them, you see them, they back out. And that is very clear. You can't have a situation where Nigerians are suffering and you are putting billions or millions of dollars or naira to acquire vehicles for your own personal satisfaction. You are not addressing issues that need to be taken care of. The schools are being, every day you find situations in school. Of course, we heard this morning that the students that were kidnapped in Korea, Kaduna have been released. The details of how that release was done, nobody's talking about it. Or we just heard this morning that somebody called out like this from the presidency announced. Not even from the Kaduna government, but from the presidency announced that the 137 people from that school have been released. What happened? How did they get released? What are the details that were released? And what transferred? No details have been given to them. And you ask yourself one question: How can in a country where you have a well-structured military, a well-structured security, you have Nigerians that are putting themselves in global peacekeeping missions. You have Nigerians of high repute, military of whatever kind, whether it is the police, the army, the navy, that are going to various countries in this country, and they excel. And they tell you of the stories of Nigerian security that have manned positions abroad. They tell you we're excellent. How come that is when you come into this country, you find regularly that our security is unwanted? So I'll tell you very clearly that the problem is that the leaders do not agree that we have a problem, and they think the best way to fix the problem is from their own head shots. And that's why we're having this issue. So if we can agree and come together, that this will have a problem, and we can find the solution to it can be done. And that is exactly one of the reasons why that can be done now. Because that the situation of this country is the way it is. And every person has the right to protest if things are not going on fine. And that's why I would say it's 100% correct. I myself have also said that, and many of us, my people, also said that a country does not respect its people. A country does not respect the components that make up that particular constituency of that country. It's not what made the country, and that's exactly what is happening. And so we need to understand that the problem and discuss this. What we're having now cannot solve the problem. What is the place now cannot resolve the Nigerian living problem. We've got to find a solution because this is the only country that will happen.
Thank you very much. Now you just drove out into the topic, the reason we are here, Nnamdi Kanu, and he's continued this detention. Nnamdi Kanu has gone through a lot of travails in Nigeria as a result of his agitation for Biafra. Can you tell us, he was arrested at the time, they released him on bail, and suddenly they grabbed him again, and then they attempted to actually forcefully, I don't know what it was from the standpoint of an honest person. I thought they wanted to kill him before the next trial date. Then he managed to escape. Now they found him in Kenya, then bundled him, brought him back to Nigeria to put him through a trial that has now never been a trial. And then a court acquitted him and discharged him, and still they are holding him. Can you share an insight, give us an insight into your own perspective, what you know as a Nigerian, and again, how it impacts you and Igbos, one of whom you are?
Thank you, Ajaja. Most times when I see the travails, when I see the experience, when I see the trauma, when I see what Nnamdi Kanu is going through in the house of the state, I feel very sad. I feel sad because the Nigerian state is unwilling to address the major problems confronting this country. Let me quickly say that Nnamdi Kanu is a brother to me, and I need to explain this very well so that people will understand very well. I come from the part of this country called Abia State, and I come from a local government called Umuahia North in Abia State. And Nnamdi Kanu comes from the same local government with me. Apart from that, Nnamdi Kanu comes from the same children, the same kingdom where I come from. He comes from Isiama, which is part of Iguasa, which is the kindred, part of my kingdom, is part of my kingdom. And my kingdom extends to them. So Nnamdi Kanu is ancestral, is a brother to me. So he's somebody that is very close to me. So having said that on a personal note, I will not allow my personal relationship with Nnamdi Kanu or my relationship in terms of where it comes from affect my position or opinion regarding what is actually happening. Nnamdi Kanu was first of all arrested in 2015. That was when. Now we need to remember that we need to call very vigilant. On no time has they gone on violence. Of course, it's a non-violent agitation, and that particular agitation is also codified in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. They never carried arms. They have not killed people. Now they have always advocated that a part of this country is being subverted. A part of this country is being undermined. A part of this country, the Igbo specifically, being at the back door. And so he felt that, listen, we've got to see a way we can get people to their rightful place in the course of the equation of this country. He has not done anything wrong. He has not done anything absolutely wrong. Now, for him to be arrested over this period, and we are hearing all kinds of things. After speaking, the information will have is expressing hypertension and heart disease, which his health is critically in a very dangerous health situation, and it requires urgent medical attention. Now, when we look at this, we look at other people that have been arrested in this country on account of the same problem. Sunday Igboho is on bail and is going everywhere in the whole world. there. You see him everywhere. Nobody's crying, nobody's talking about it. What is it that Nnamdi Kanu did that Nnamdi Kanu cannot do it? Why is he being held down? Because he's an Igbo man. Is he the first person in this country that agitated for his people? Is it the only person in this country that says what you're doing is not proper, what you're doing is wrong? Nnamdi Kanu has not committed any offense. Nnamdi Kanu has not done anything wrong. And so, for us to find a way and the straight way to resolve this matter, there has to be a political situation, there has to be a political solution. Nnamdi Kanu must be freed. If Nnamdi Kanu is not free, I say it all amount of authority, all amount of confidence, there will be very fragile peace in the southeast. This might not take there might not be held in some outlets. So it is on the court of the federal government that is currently holding it now to find a political solution to this matter. The reason why we're going out from one particular aspect of the court, because of coordinate jurisdiction, whether it is in the High Court, whether it is in the Supreme Court, whether it is in the whatever court it is, this judicial gymnastics has got to stop. We've got to come to the table and let Nnamdi Kanu be released, just as others have been released. Let him be released, from there we can begin to go forward. Without his release, I say it authoritatively, I will all amount of confidence that there will not be peace in the southeast. I'm not saying it is because I know the way the people are in that area. And it's not because Nnamdi Kanu is their God, but it is born out of the pain, it is born out of the experience, it is born out of the feeling, it is born out of what they have gone through. And so it is even Nnamdi Kanu is kept there forever. Another Nnamdi Kanu will rise again. And so the situation or the way forward is the political solution and Nnamdi to release as quickly as possible. And I think that will be the best thing that the government of President Bola Tinubu will do. Not only to the people, but to Nigerians, and also to end himself a lot of respect. Because if Sunday Igbo can be going about now, who was also fighting for the Yoruba nation, another people have been released on account of the actors have been released. So why is not kind of big test there? So the thing basically is called an Igbo man. That's the general thing people have. So my position, my opinion is that let us find a political solution to resolve this matter. Let us get Nnamdi Kanu for that business. And we can begin to talk on how we can restructure this country and make it a better way for every component of this country. Thank you.
Very, very good. One important question. What is this thing about the Igbos and Nigeria? Why is it that everything about the Igbos is handled differently by Nigeria, a country that is supposed to be for all Nigerians? What do you think is responsible for the way the Igbos are treated in Nigeria? That's going to lead to another question. Just give me an overview. I'll give the world an overview so they understand what it takes to be an Igbo man in Nigeria and what it takes to be a Nigerian. There are going to be a lot of other questions that will follow that.
Thanks for that question. I think let me be very real. Let me just say it with it. I will say it as far as it is. The Igbo man is dreaded in Nigeria. The Igbo man is an enigma in Nigeria. The Igbo man is seen as that miracle tribe or that particular set of people that can do anything in this country. And you will need to understand why this food here is very strong. You need to understand why this food is very strong. You need to understand also why other parts of this country feel the same way about this program. Now, you ask yourself a simple question. How can the people who were murdered, when you have genocide was committed during the Nigerian Civil War, yet the whole world did not agree that it was genocide. But people of conscience knew a massive genocide was committed in Nigeria against the Igbo people during the Japan Civil War.
I share that opinion too. Yeah.
Yes, but you don't. It was corruptly. It was confidentially. It was wickedly kept on the ground that there was no genocide that was committed against the Igbos. Now, not a genocide of what proportion of that magnitude was committed against a tribe, a nation, for over 3 years. And that nation has no economic power. That nation has no social power. That nation has no political power. That nation has nothing on the ground. With nothing, that same tribe, that same nation came from nowhere and bounced back. That particular tribe that was only giving 20 pounds, that 20 pounds, only about 10% people were able to get that 20 pounds. Most of them were multi-billionaires before the war. They all lost all they had. They ran away from their various locations and got back to their bases back in the east. They lost everything. And with nothing, this same tribe that genocide was committed against, this same tribe that was bent for extinction, this same tribe that was marked, that was penciled down for complete extinction, came back from that place and began to dominate all economic affairs, began to dominate everywhere. People began to get scared. That is why the Igbo man is being that's why they are scared of Igbo man. So we need to understand the cause of the NX that called the Igbo man that makes them to be scared. And so because of that, when you hear an Igbo man in any person, any area in this country, what comes up, what you got up is that this man, this person, this tribe is capable of doing anything. And so that fear, that complex, that hatred you see coming out right there. But I need to also say something. The Igbos, a lot of writers, cultural, historical writers have somewhere linked up the world with the Jews. And so most position or most scientific or most academic research that have come out has shown that the Igbos.
Yeah, we're having a connection problem here. I hope he gets back on track. Yeah, what he has said, one thing that I heard, there was a genocide, and I shared that opinion against the Igbos between 1967 and 1970. Over 5 million Igbos were murdered. When it was over, every Igbo man. Okay, get back. It's good.
Share my experience as being a political leader in this country. I know what I had to go through for over 2 years when I was leading
Yeah, this is what Nigeria represents. Problem with internet connection. Yeah, because those who lead the country never go for anything good. They will go for what they think is good for their people, never the best. That's why we're having this problem. I'm hoping that we get him back. So
no. Because you want to do things the right way and the proper way. They will not say it that way. They use the ego phobia to cover everything you're doing. So the point they made is this. The fear of the Igbo man is the beginning of wisdom for every person non-Igbo in this country. What I did in the north, what I did in the west, what I did in the south. Once you mention an Igbo man, there's a collective phobia. And there's a collective phobia on the part of every person. But interestingly, the more they gathered against the Igbo mass, the more they excel, the more they triumph, the more they victory, the more they get rid of that. It is not because they want to dominate. No, it is not. It is not because they want to take something from another tribe. No, it is because of the inherent DNA which the Igbo man is composed of, and that is given by God. And no man can stop it, and no man can withstand it. So the point we are trying to make is that the Igbo as a nation is not scared of competition. The Igbo as a race is not scared of working with people. The Igbo as a people are not scared of dealing with several people. But the Igbo as a person is simply scared or very unhappy when he is not recognized for what he has done, or when he is treated as a second-class citizen. And that is why Nnamdi Kanu has stood up to say we cannot continue in this way. We must stand up and fight for our rights. That fight we are fighting is basically for us to be appropriately recognized in the structure called the Nigerian state. and we'll find our footing and do what is proper for the right person, for the benefit of the Igbo man and also for the benefit of this nation. And I tell you, it is when this is done that the greatness of this nation will come to full fruition. It is not done as a component as strong as the Igbo nation that is embedded in the nation Nigeria is suffering, is treated in this manner. The fusion or the fullness of the Nigerian people will never come to be. We need to agree that. If we don't agree to that, then it is important that you guys ask them to leave this entity or you ask them to stay and get exactly what it is here. And that's the position. And that's why Nnamdi Kanu is standing, or is not being seen as the hero that is fighting for the cause of the people. Thank you.
Yes, and Nnamdi Kanu is not, in my opinion, is not just fighting for the Igbos. He's fighting for the whole of Nigeria, including the Hausas who have been in bondage for 220 years, even though some of them don't understand. You know, by the same people who speak for them, who claim they speak for them. You know, Nigeria is in a dire trouble. Dr. Leonard Nzenwa, what can we do to make Nigeria Nigeria? What can we do to make Nigeria a country for all of us, and not a country for one tribe over the other, not a country that will be driven by religious competition and that does not lead us anywhere? What can we do to make Nigeria Nigeria? You know, a country that is open to everyone, including the responsible visitors from across the world. Just as I am here in the United States, I am freer here. Nobody discriminates against me the way they would discriminate against me in Nigeria. Dr. Leonard Nzenwa, what do you think we can do to get that type of Nigeria with a level playing field for everybody, where we don't have to be worried about whether somebody is a Hausa man, somebody is Fulani, somebody is Yoruba, somebody is Edo, somebody is Ibibio, somebody is Igbo, where we all can come together and do according to our abilities and our levels of competency. Do you ever dream a day like that?
I do dream a day like that, and that dream was one part of the reason that led me into coming out for politics in Nigeria. I do share that dream, and I know that it is very much possible. It is very much possible. I have never seen people as blessed as Nigerians. I have never, in my walk of life, in my level of exposure, in my traveling, in my relating with people, I have never in this world, this earth, seen a people as blessed as Nigeria. Whether it's an Hausa man, whether it's a Yoruba man, whether it's an Ifik man, whether it's a Yoruba man, wherever it is in Nigeria, I have never seen the people that are blessed as Nigeria. I've never seen the people as people as Nigeria. I'm so proud of Nigerians. You are in US today.
Yes.
You go to any part of the United States, Nigeria dominates amongst the non-Americans.
And they don't kill us. They don't kill us. They don't attack us for being Nigerians. Nobody stops you. Yes. Yes.
Nobody undermines you. Nobody comes after you. Nobody blackmails you. Nobody do anything wrong to you. They are even happy that you excel it. There is a spirit about the Nigeria that makes Nigeria to excel wherever they are. Where it is at the bottom of the pit, in Nigeria will excel. Where it is at the top of the mountain, in Nigeria will excel. Where it is at the depth of the sea, in Nigeria will excel. There is this victorious DNA that is embedded in the Nigeria, anywhere he goes or whatever he goes.
But why can't we do that in our country? Why can't we have that same spirit in our country? Why is it that when I go back to Nigeria, I become like a fish out of the water?
We are playing with the best, with the worst level. In a football match, you play with your best level. Nigeria consistently have adopted the system where the future is worst level. And this worst level is populated by the next psychopaths, cultists, by never-do-wells, by thoughts, by people of very funny characters. You have a bunch of sick individuals, a bunch of sick group of people that take the level in the position that they see. So the reasons why Nigerians are not doing very well is that Nigeria is dealing with the worst 11 members of his team. And these 11 members don't even have the right legs. They all have left legs. So we can say that Nigeria is playing with 11 team members with 11 left legs. So, you know, I would just say basically that the problem we have in Nigeria is that we have the worst state consistently over the decades that the run appeared in this country. Once you have the best states in place running this country, Nigeria will not find itself in that way. And this team, you know, in trying to put in this context, this team has made sure that no other safe players, no other truthful players, no other genuine players, no other credible players, no other well-endowed people with the right set and the right man and the right skills coming to that team. This particular team of evil players are responsible when Nigeria is not performed. And then let's, except we dismantle this team, by whatever means we can do to dismantle this team, Nigeria will never move forward. And that is why Nigeria is at peace of where we are in this country. And so to your question, Nigeria is playing with the worst team in all years of life. That's why Nigeria is that.
Yeah.
The best you find Nigeria, you see them abroad. The best of the team you see them abroad. When they come to this country, they will invade you. Because this same wicked team, we don't want to see any good thing around them. Because when they see life, they will definitely kill our life. And so we have to find collectively how do we eradicate this bad 11 worst team that we are playing.
Thank you. Hey, listeners, viewers from within Nigeria, Africa, and around the world. We've been talking with Dr. Leonard Nzenwa on the state of the Nigerian state with a special reference to the continued detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of IPOB. He has explained to us a lot of things many may not have known. Dr. Leonard Nzenwa, there's something that's so fundamental about Nigerians that I personally have been a victim of, and I've witnessed it, and I've heard people say some very horrible things about groups in Nigeria. You know, there's one thing, hate in Nigeria. It runs so deep. What can we do? What can we do to kill hate in Nigeria? It is so deep. I've had cause to experience here some people. In fact, let me make a reference here in the United States. You know, I used to travel around the US. I've been to 48 of America's 50 states. And I was in El Paso, Texas, the border of the United States and Mexico. And I was in an elevator that this young lady, obviously from Nigeria, joined me in the elevator. So she was so excited to see a Nigerian there because you hardly see them there. And she asked me, "Are you a Nigerian?" I say, "Of course, I'm very proud to be a Nigerian." And she greeted, and you know, the elevator kept on running. Just as soon as we were about to go, you know, we're having some conversation. Now the next thing she told me was, "She not be Igbo, you be." You know, I just walked away from her and never said anything to her again. She kept calling me back. "Sorry, I'm so sorry if you are Igbo, you said that," even if I'm not supposed to be. But to hear that in the United States, it was like a dagger put through my heart. I couldn't believe it. And I kept on thinking about it. It has become something. This thing happened about 10 years ago. I couldn't believe that somebody who came here with all the access to opportunities she has to anything, nobody, truly, discrimination happens here in the United States. There's no doubt about that. But it's not anything near what happens to us in Nigeria. Never. I am telling you that. And where it happens, there's a pathway to resolution. There's a legal pathway. If you feel so aggrieved that somebody did something that is hateful and so racial against you, you can pick it up. I can tell you that you will get the result that you deserve. Yes, there are races here, very bad ones. I've seen some, you know, but there's always a pathway. You don't even have to get into any argument with such. But worse than that happens in Nigeria. You know, I was a victim in Nigeria. NNPC, Hotoro Kano, 1998, 1988. There was a vacancy for an industrial nurse. I applied. They invited me for an interview. I came tops in that interview. I was the best of all. You know, somebody called me aside and told me, "Oh, you are from Bende State. I wish you were from Kano. You would be given the job." So we are looking for someone from Kanu. Someone from Kanu was not born. And I was coming to offer a specialist service. So we have to wait for that man from Kano to be born, to go into elementary school, to go into high school, to perhaps go into the school of nursing, to obtain a degree in nursing before he can be qualified to take care of patients who were sick as far back as maybe as 20 years, 25 years before he was born. That is sad for a country. So it doesn't happen here. It only happens in Nigeria. Quota system. So let's get away from that. What do you think we can do about hate? It runs so deep in Nigeria. Hate. People will pretend to smile at you that you are one Nigeria, but there's no one Nigeria. What can we do about this hate, especially especially this generational level, these young people, because we have been recycling this hate in Nigeria. Every generation comes to learn that Yoruba is bad, Hausa man is bad, Fulani is bad, Igbo man is even worse. What can we do to kill it? And it's a lot of young people listening to us on TikTok right now. I'm telling you as we speak. Talk to them so that they can hear you. But what can we do to end hate in Nigeria?
I can tell you that. I can tell you how big you are based on your experience. You've been the best trying to get a job, and all requirements, you're the best guy for the job. And because you're from a certain area of this country, precisely because you're an Igbo man, you could not get that job. Your question direct is how do we deal with the hatred? Not only against the Igbos, but hatred that has accumulated in Nigerian state. Now, when something endures for a very long time, for decades, you do not expect to have a quick fix solution to it. That is most of the things I tend to younger people. There's not going to be a miracle to change this. But if you have a very credible leader that have a conscience, a leader that carries the people along, this is something that will be done with that. And I've offered some solutions, I've offered some proposals, some propositions to a whole lot of people. When I was occupying my position as the president of all the political parties in Nigeria, I made it very clear to everyone of them. I said, listen, that what we are going to do is to find the best person that will run this country in 2023. I'm not interested in wherever that person comes from. Some of my colleagues from the north were angling their own side. Some of those from the south were angling their own side. But I made it very clear that I do not care wherever you come from. But if the system at the end of the day produces the most credible person that will occupy that position, I will jolly well support that person from his campaign to the end. And now, so hatred is at the very highest end. Hatred is also at the lowest end. What are the solutions that can be provided to see how we can manage to solve this problem of hatred? First, you have to start from the home front. You have to start from the home front. We have lost God-fearing parents. We have lost God-fearing parents at home. We have relinquished the responsibility of training and grooming our children to fear God and to also love thy neighbor as thyself. So Nigerians, they have to start from the home front. They have to start from the family front. They have to start from the base. If the home front will instill that notion that you should not hate, and you must be your brother's keeper, I think we'll find some level around it. But moving on from there, where it has really calculated strongly, maybe establishment and all that. Of course, this is why the reason why I have the federal quota system in our constitution or in an arrangement to see how we can consider certain areas that are not properly represented in the affairs of the nation. So you put this in place, and after putting this in place, you still not abide by those requirements which you put in place. So specifically to your question as to how do we eradicate hatred in Nigeria? It is a Herculean task. The task must start first of all from the the families, it must start from the churches, it must start from the mosque, it must start from the workplaces, it must also reflect in our schools, in these areas are handled properly. I think the issue of racism will be even of the past. A situation where somebody from the north, you must see eye to eye with somebody from the south, or somebody from the west, you must see eye to eye with somebody from the north, or the north somebody from the south. So no work coordination. So I think these areas that I mentioned are the areas we can all fully address. The church has a lot of role to do in this. The mosque has a role to play. The schools also have a role to play, and our parents have a role to play. And for us, who are for the people that what role do we play? If we find ourselves in any constituency where we are leading, the first and the most important thing is that everybody is equal, everybody must get the same opportunity as every other person. And that I try to do on a personal base, on the personal that I've done that. I do not know how my colleagues have done this, but I can tell you that hatred is the bad side of humanity, and it's something we need to work on. It reflects everywhere, but the Nigerian home is extreme. And these are the areas, these are some of the suggestions I think we can work around to see how we can at least minimize this hatred that is killing and driving this country and its potentials down.
Thank you very much. Viewers, listeners, you'll be listening to Dr. Leonard Nzenwa, the immediate past chairman of the African Action Congress, a good friend of mine, and a political activist, a die-hard Nigerian. I think we should digest his message and go back home and do some introspection on some of these things that he raised here. Now, the country is divided, has been divided, and there are some people who benefit from dividing the country. Nigeria is not one. This is my opinion, and they're very strong. In a situation where, when there is an election, some people make it like it's a regional war, a battle between the North and South. Especially the North, because the South does not exist as far as I'm concerned. I don't know if you share in that sentiment. Why I say that is because there is no leadership structure in the South. The South does not have a political leadership that you can rely on to be anything. The South is it exists politically as a non-entity. But the North does exist, especially the hard North, the 10 hard North, where people are manipulated so easily using the feudalistic oligarchy and the Islamic religion. It played out in this election that we had, where the worst was forced on. I don't recognize him personally, but you have a right to recognize him. He's not my president, and there was no election. The results of the election was not announced. Now they put it in a manner that it was a battle, and there was a conspiracy too, gang up, elitist gang up against the interest of Nigeria, the strategic interest of Nigeria, which one of the candidates actually represents. Some people were told to vote along religious line because somebody is part of their religion. It didn't matter if he was a drug dealer. It didn't matter if he was a certificate forger. It didn't matter if he was a fraudster. It didn't matter if he was an identity thief. And all these facts were proved beyond reasonable doubt. It's not like some people were making some allegations that could not be that are controvertible. You know what I'm saying? And then to make it worse, this thing was spared by somebody with ties to terrorism, Boko Haram, and other terrorist organizations known in Nigeria, proven beyond reasonable doubt. A terrorist who bombed the United Nations building, killed scores of people, including foreigners, was made to be vice presidential candidate. They wanted a religion, Muslim ticket. And then some people came to say that Nigeria could be better protected by Muslims, a Muslim, than a Christian. I don't care, I'm not a Christian, but I'm just saying I'm a child. I believe in spirituality directly through the Almighty God. I don't go to church anymore. But I'm saying this in a country that is supposed to be one. I've lived in the United States for nearly 30 years. I've never seen this type of thing. So it looks like we are retarded. We are not even moving forward mentally. And we are not moving as a people who truly want to build a country. We are just existing in a space. And our country is falling apart by the second. And we still have this type of mindset. Somebody you look up to, some people look up to them for leadership. How dare you come out and be making such pronouncements as such as that Bola Ahmed Tinubu must be inaugurated on May 21 or Nigeria will fall apart. And this is where we are right now. What message do you have for these people? What message do you have for the young people of Nigeria? Some of them who foolishly look at these people up for leadership. Thank you, sir.
Also face political fire when you have to leave the US to come to Nigeria to contest elections. And you saw firsthand the coup, the wickedness, the thing that goes on in this country. I feel your pain. Somehow I thank God for one thing, that I was not part of those that chose the current president. And the reason why I'm very happy is because I made it very clear as the leader of political parties in Nigeria that this is the way I am going. And they saw it that I was going to be opposed to it. They knew that if I'm there, I was going to work to stop it. And so they had to use everything to get me out of the system. So I have never been a fan of what is going on in this country. I've never been a fan of the kind of political leadership that is populated by this type of things. I've never been that. I'm in the quiet and the very calm. And they do know that when they have to deal with it, they are dealing with someone that has his head in the right place. Now, what do we do with our youths that have the future of Nigeria in their hands? It hurts me so much that the youths are even getting worse. Day by day, no youth in this country will think strategically, politically, or mature enough. Most youth in this country get all the information they want to get from the social media. None of them takes time to read like they used to read in those days. Going through some academic books, going through historical books, going through biographies, listening to great men that made this country. Most of the youth you have to do not look at that. All they look at is all the backlash that goes on social media. And what you see in social media is hate. What you see in social media is all kinds of unserious things. And so they are imbibing that. In Nigerian universities, that is the nucleus or the edit of the youth you have in this country. What plays out there is cultism. What you find out now is cult. If you're not a member of one particular cult group, you are a subhuman being in the academic community. Even among the academic class, if you're not a cultist, you're not even recognized within the academic lecturers. So now, how can you work with this set of people in this mindset? Before you can talk to them, you must talk to them with the language you understand, the language of cultism. I must belong to this particular cult. If I don't belong to this particular cult, I will not be able to communicate for you to understand what I'm saying. So we have a much more deeper and more wicked problems on our hands. When you have the youths that are lost completely, all they after is to see how they can conduct Yahoo, how they can conduct rituals, how they can lead their books in class and stop at lecturers, how they can manipulate results, how they can use even the AI, which has positive benefits, to subject it to very, very wicked needs. So when you have a larger chunk of the nucleus of the youth that is populated in our tertiary institutions, with this kind of bias and this kind of character, you cannot see the danger that this country is involved. And now, you find a situation where when we were in the university, we were very happy to become members of NANS. And NANS was the vanguard of credible leadership, progressive. We are very strong to ensure that we put some level of check on what is happening in the larger society. And so the youth were properly coordinated. The youth had a thought. The youth had a mission. They had a unit. We do not have this. But on top of this, if I know the problem, so how can we resolve this problem? Now, my proposition, and which I've always said, I've gone from one particular campus to the other, presenting proposals, talking to youths, working with them in different groups. And I tell them upfront, I say, listen, if we record this, if you're coming to my seminar, you're a call or you belong to this group, I want you to put that at the back. I don't want to see you around this development. You must denounce whatever they belong or whatever you're doing for you to come here. Because what they teach you in such environment is destruction, is to destroy your life and not to make you easy. So what I have done is I have initiatives that I go around from one university to the other, talking to them on the benefit for them to be good students, talking to them on them to become youth leaders, speaking to them about the benefit of becoming a patriotic Nigeria and all that. And basically the trust of the seminars before there is likely how to make them better people while they're in school and while they're outside school. So to the youths, what I keep on saying is this: what you're doing in that selection, you're doing very well, you're very, very strong messages. Activating them to wake up is a responsibility for the future, for their own future. I'm also doing the part which I can do to also work the point to see how they can hold their grounds as the future leader of this country. That's the best we can do. The other thing we can do essentially is we need to get the political leaders to understand that these youths have a land to live and they have to be supported. If that is not done, and not to see them as corner posers, to use them as talks, to use them as instruments to betray their leadership. So Ajaja is a big one, it's a big challenge. But what you're doing is right. What I think I'm doing is also right. We can only get more people to stick with them and work with them and see how we can organize this to make them become better leaders, first in their university, first in their academic environment. And secondly, those who are not schooling are even doing better to also tell them that the future is good for them in Nigeria, and Nigeria is a great country. That's the best we can do. We cannot do more than that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, going back to Nnamdi Kanu, do you know him personally? Yeah. Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Okay, now, I said, going back to Nnamdi Kanu, do you know him personally? And if you know him personally, what can you talk about his character?
I need to give you some. Let me say it in this manner. You see, when you see somebody that is driven by a vision, by a mission of this magnitude, the person assumes a leadership status that cannot be defined by his past conclusively. Nnamdi Kanu was thrown up by the forces that is at play in the Nigerian state. Nnamdi Kanu took the opportunity, not because he wanted to take the opportunity to do that, but because it was incumbent at that material time for somebody to fill that role. And just by divine orchestration, he found himself in that particular position. And so, on this person, I have told you where he comes from. The Ibeku man is a warrior by nature. The Ibeku man is a warrior by nature. So our ancestral history is lined up with historical conquest of war. So you can now understand the DNA where he comes from as a warrior. So a people that are not scared, the people that can face it squarely and go ahead and do what they want to do. That's where it comes from. And you need to also understand that a lot of historical things have also played out. From Nnamdi Kanu's house to Ojukwu bunker, it's less than 2 kilometers, or even 1 kilometer to Ojukwu bunker. Now, if you're very, very, very combatant with the history of the Nigerian Civil War, and Umuahia as the last capital of Biafra before it finally fell before the war ended, you cannot understand the historical context and the relationship that played out, and why you're seeing now the current issue of it. His house, his father's house, is very close to the bunker. And from where the Ojukwu bunker is situated, where the whole thing was orchestrated, where the operations of the Biafra High Command took place, when they want to orchestrate their strategy, you can now see that it is very close. So, when you have an individual, an entity, at some point in time, it has some impact on the person. So I'm not surprised that growing up, Nnamdi Kanu saw all these things. We were children and we saw it. My father was in Congo. My father was at the peak of the war. My father came back and told us all kinds of stories and all that we saw. And so, me that came back and began to join politics in Nigeria, I cannot throw away what my father told me, which he told me that Nigerians are great people. He also told me Nigerians are very wonderful. And Nigerians of their own period, their own time, were good. My father's last service was in Zamfara, in Guzo, in Zamfara, as a soldier. And when I was in the north, we were like brothers and sisters. If you go to Zamfara, if you go to Guzo, most of the places there, you find that they were populated by Igbo people. I know a whole lot of people. Part of Tony was born in Zamfara state, in Guzo precisely.
Wow.
Now, what am I trying to say? The history of when you see an individual playing a role at a particular time, in the function of divine something, it's also a function of the experience of that particular person. It's also a function of the happenings of within that particular time. So Nnamdi Kanu, as you see, as the person, is beyond the person as Nnamdi Kanu. It's an entity, it's an institution, it's a reflection of the phenomenon, it's an enigma. It's something that has come to amplify a movement that must be corrected, a movement that is geared around correcting the ills of the society, a movement that is directed as if what can be done to the right. I am coming from a background where people suffered. I'm coming from the home where we fought war. I'm coming from a place where my backyard was the place where this war strategy was incubated. It was where we took off from. We can now understand where the young man is coming from. And so, him as a fact is not really from that way. You need to look at all that have things us together to get to there. So now that Kanu as a person is not ordinary, the way we are looking at it. The function of all these that are trying to destroy. And so, if you ask me, how do I satisfy him? How do I pick up his path? I can tell you very clearly, he came on this road based on so many reasons and so many forces that one cannot really explain. He is the man at this time, for this particular occasion, for this purpose, and to see how we can really resolve the problem of Nigeria. So it's not about him alone, just as the party said. It's about how this country can respect the citizens and can respect the component that is represented in Nigeria. That's who Nnamdi Kanu is. That is what this freedom is all about. Do whatever you are doing right to the Hausa man. Do it to the Igbo man. Whatever you're doing right to the Yoruba man, do it to the man from the south. Look at the Kwama, what is going on in the Kwama. Look at what is happening in the north, where we cannot sleep, where we cannot eat. How can you explain a situation where a band of riff-raffs with motorcycle will overrun a city, which will run a town? No response from the government, no response from the military, no response from the security. Nigeria is a joke. And I think it's not business. We're used for business. It's essentially business for me. And that's the way they're doing that. Except the leadership of these countries begin to pick them up, force them out one by one. They know who they are. They know the sponsor of terrorism. They know who the problems of this country are. They know where they sit. They have all the details. But they don't have the political will. They don't have the strength. They don't have the character. They don't have the mind to deal with that. All they're chasing is shadows. Now they carry the shadow. that they're seeing it, and they are using it for people.
Thank you very much. Now, the involvement, the attitude of the Igbo elites in this struggle that is being championed by Nnamdi Kanu. We've seen spots of sabotage from among the Igbo elites who are driven purely by commerce, and they will do anything for money to sabotage what is hurting their people that somebody is trying to address, not just for the benefit of the Igbos, but for the benefit of social justice in Nigeria. How do you look at the Igbos who sabotage this thing for other political gains and for the sake of commerce and finance? Yeah, we ask tough questions here because those are questions, and it's going to lead to another tough question because we must have to make Nigerians understand what is going on because we are a very shallow people. That is the greatest trouble with Nigeria, and especially the younger generation. They don't go looking for facts before they go to the market with what is, and that is why we are killing one another indiscriminately for no reason. For no reason. So it's tough, maybe tough a question, but give it your best, sir.
Your question is very tough, and I tell you, when these kind of questions come up, I think we can't answer from emotions and be very realistic when I answer such questions. I would like to answer this question from an experience.
Okay.
That I have as a leader of a political party in the country. My mission in the AAC as the chairman of the party was for one thing alone. I wanted to, with other well-meaning party members, to see how we can empower Nigerians that are credible to seek for political positions in this country without money. Without money. And not also to ensure that without money, you can be able to ascend to any political position in this country at the highest level. That was one of the core missions that I set out to achieve as the national chairman of African National Congress.
Yes.
And I wrote about that. In the course of doing that, I deliberately avoided collecting money from candidates to contest for positions.
I can attest to that because I was one of the candidates.
I did everything possibly to make sure that I do not choke you off by collecting money and to contest election. And why I did that was because I wanted to empower largely those of the South who I know are seeking for a window, a political party to use. AAC is not an Igbo party, AAC is a national party. But I wanted to do something that I think we can, at the end of the day, we play it up across the country. And that helped me to doing that. Most of the candidates that came across, I refused to collect money from them. And you know what that happened? Even my Igbo brothers, who are multi-billionaires, they will come up with their money. I told them, listen, this money you are going to give the party, I want you to use this money and do a campaign and see how you can get a position. Why was I doing that? I was doing that because I wanted to empower a section of this country. I was doing that because I wanted to empower a section of people who do not have the will to contest for political office in this country. Now, to your question, how does this now relate to our brothers, our commercial brothers, our business brothers, who will always want to divert themselves from anything that has to do with the cause of the peoples? I did explain to one of them at that time. He asked me, why is it that I was not collecting money? A multi-billionaire in this country, I will not mention his name, I think this are the reasons why I'm doing this. You could not believe it. Now, how do I play off this your question now? This is your question. Let me address it in this way so that it also becomes very clear to several persons. If we look at those that owns this country, if we look at those that actually business persons, the business persons that hold the economy of this country, the Igbo people, my brothers from the southeast, have a significant portion of people that are owning investment in this country. Now, why are they running away from each time? If anything that has to link them up with the Igbos, to find them running away. They do that because of the fear that their business interests will be affected. They do that because they are not sure that once they put their hands in the political pie, that their factories, their businesses, maybe in Lagos, their businesses in Kano, their businesses in Abuja will not be affected with one policy or the other. And I remember what Apostle just said. Even though I will not be able to put fully the matter. But to the point that he said that the governments of Nigeria over the years have made policies in such a way that it will not benefit those from the south, or will cripple their efforts to make progress in whatever area. And that is very clear. For instance, let me just give one particular reason. Why is it that in this part of in this country, the only governor support you have in this country or is in Lagos? Most of the transactions, shippings, importation that is done in this country, a significant proportion of them is done in Lagos or down in the southwest. Is it there are no seaports or there are no part of our country where such a place can be, such facilities or infrastructure can be put in place? If those infrastructures are put in place in that place, the policy will be done in such a way that those places will not be attractive or will not be meaningful for people to do business. It will be square to move to certain area of this country. And so, to your question, the reason why you find my brothers who are business people or holding significant portion of the economy in terms of what they have, investment they have in this country, they are born getting to so much involved in politics because they are scared that their businesses will be affected negatively on account of that. Most of the people have stated very well, especially the Dangotes, they have been so mercurial in the relationship with the government, the way they treat their policies, and it doesn't affect them. The Igbo man does not have such business mercurial attitude to do that. And so when he takes one step forward, he looks back. My business will grow. And this also brings up the question. You also know, for instance, in this country, cement, which is a core requirement for building of houses, is largely dominated by 1 or 2% in this country. And if you find out where this source is coming from, it is coming from one section of the country or the other. And so many things like that. And you ask yourself, why are the Igbos not getting themselves involved? It is not because they do not want to get it. There is a policy in place. There is a structural arrangement in place that is inhibiting them, frustrating them, or finding a way to get there. Of course, you know at the point in this country, people to spend was competing very, very seriously with all kinds of spend in this country. Why is it going to spend today? We can't say it to spend. That's difficult to see. So, to your question, every woman is here that wants to get himself involved and this is a new politics in Nigeria, and the business man, the business will suffer for it. And that's why you see that the backslide.
Okay, but how long will they do this? But in all, they are still impacted. Their people are suffering. Their personal interest should not be placed above and beyond the interest of their own people. I don't think it's a wise thing to do to sabotage your own people because of your own selfish personal benefit. Who is profiting from that? How come they are not able to unite, come together to decide on the way forward? Look at what happened. Were they not still attacked in Lagos? Were they not attacked in Sokoto? Were they not? They are occasionally from time to time attacked in Kano. So why can't they assert their citizenship of Nigeria by supporting those who speak for them? And who told you that Dangote is not part of what is happening to Nigeria, that is degrading Nigeria? Dangote is a beneficiary of an insider trading. He's a lazy businessman. He's not a hardworking man. Dangote or $10 and all the rest of them, they are lazy. So they are playing politics. They are part of the system. So you got to, even if the system shuts you out, that the system should not shut you out of your own self. The Igbo man, typical Igbo businessman, I believe, is selfish and driven by commerce. It doesn't matter to him how much people are suffering behind him. And this is where we are with this. But from what we heard, the aircraft that brought Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya to Nigeria, it was owned by an Igbo man. I don't know how true that is. I will not do that for $1 trillion, knowing fully well what this young man represents. Okay, the question, what I said was, how come Dangote, let me say Dangote, Femi Otedola, and the rest of them are part of the system of Nigeria? They are benefiting from insider trading. They are benefiting from round tripping. So I don't see him as a serious businessman. I see him as a lazy man benefiting off of the system. He's part of the reason the Nigeria is falling down. So I don't want to equate him as a true, a serious businessman at their ranks, especially those ones who own factories of CEOs of big banks and all that. And the owners of all these banks, they are involved in round tripping. They're involved in insider trading. They are no businessmen. But the Igbo man is a hardcore businessman. What I'm saying is, how come, even if the Nigeria shuts them out of their Nigerian system, how come they cannot build their own system, network among themselves, support those who drive the interests of the Igbos instead of working as sole players for their own selfish benefit? And who is benefiting still at the end of the day? They still subject them to attacks. They attacked in Lagos, they attacked in Kano, they attacked in Sokoto, whenever those gods there want blood to drink. So don't you think they should change tactics? Yes.
Hit the nail on the head. You see, one of the things that I have understood about the Igbo businessman that is playing it at the Nigerian front is the need for self-survival. The need for self-survival. And that need for self-survival is largely driven by two factors. One is the lack of trust, even amongst the Igbos. Two, the phobia of what will happen to me if I follow this path. Now, many people will not really understand that the business entity or the business nerve, when I say now, the business entity, the business nerve of Nigeria as it's currently structured, or happening of what is happening today, was actually activated by Nigeria, by the Igbos. Now, when you have the current port in Apapa, when you have the seaport in Apapa as it is originally owned by Odimegwu Ojukwu. That is the late Odimegwu. The Ojukwu's father, Colonel Ojukwu, his father.
Yes. Yes.
The father, where you have the ports in Lagos today, where you have the Lagos port today in Apapa, that the seed, those initial structures, the base, that area was owned by Ojukwu's father. Now, has it not occurred to you at that time, when a man, an Igbo man at that was thinking at that time, had got to position himself and built a base in that place? In the 40s, in the 50s, you can understand the business inside.
Yes.
You can understand the way the Igbo man thinks. You can understand the way they are thinking. You can tell you that these people have things ahead of time. So what happened? What happened later on? That place was taken over by government. The place is now a facility owned by the federal government. The house they had in Koyi was taken over by government, Lagos State government. If not an Ojukwu port, and got back some of those places. That is what I've also got. So now, so what my response to your question is that those two core things are the things that is meeting the Igbo man. They call business Igbo man from the southeast way. One, the lack of trust amongst his brethren, Igbo people. Two, the phobia that if I go and do this kind of business, the states, and in this case, the federal government or whatever state, might take up policies or might work in a way that will be detrimental to my business. So on account of that, he now decides to eat by trying to be very calm, using his wisdom to do his business without affecting any person. Let me just live my life and go. Or we are in a place where if we go right, we might be killed. If we go left, we might be killed. We just need to self-survive. That is what the business people managing in this country. And this has also led many of them now to leave the country to go and invest in other parts of the country. As I speak with you, most of the top businesses you have is like Sierra Leone, in Gambia, most of the West Coast are largely owned, in Sierra Leone, are largely owned and operated by people. In mines, whatever you can think about it, in fisheries, any kind of businesses, the whole economy goes business. Even in Gabon, in Liberia. So what the Igbo man is doing, the Igbo man is have now gradually migrated outside Nigeria to go to get outside this country, where they can do their businesses without any net of interest. Suffering the kind of hatred and the kind of policies that they have had to contend with over the years in a country called Nigeria.
Okay, one question in relation to that. The Igbo land has a lot of spaces for investment. I would think that wisdom would, well, if you are other places are hostile to you, you've done your best trying to. I understand the Igbo mentality very well. The reason I understand it is because I've lived with a lot of them, I've worked with a lot of them, and they are incredibly ingenious. So how come they abandoned the southeast and wholly put their investment in places in Nigeria that is supposed to be their country where people are hostile to them? What is the reason? What's the wisdom in neglecting their own places, in putting industrializing the place and create job opportunities for their teeming population there?
You're correct. The same attitude of the Igbo business or business investors, Igbo business people from North, looking back to their bases or looking back on where they come from and investing into something, those places, at times have been a subject of intense discussion amongst our whole class of stakeholders. And some of the reasons that have been advanced, or some of the things that have come true, is that the political leaders in Igbo land are a bunch of unserious sets of people who lack any sense of direction. Now, what does this mean in simple terms? Most of the political leaders we have in Igbo land, or those who occupy positions, especially at the gubernatorial level, where decisions can be taken, can be taken to now get back the Igbo investors to come back. We don't have such leaders. What such political leaders do is to alleviate these business people to leave or not to think about coming back home. I'll give you a practical example. Now, of course, we all know this state called Imo State. The Imo State, as we see today, have a leadership in place. Now, you cannot tell me that any leader, any investor, any businessman, any woman that have resources and have this money in place, that want to go and invest, want to go to a state like people that if they're able to go and invest. Because what you have to look at is the security of my investment is the pocket. If I get back and I'm going to put up an industry, let's say anywhere in the south, maybe anywhere in Imo State, for instance, what is the guarantee that if I put this 4 billion in this business secure? No person will want to go and do that. That's what we're businessmen. My resources, my money will have to be stable. And so if you don't have a comfort that what I'm going to put down in the southeast is safe, I will not put anything down there. It is better for me to go where it is safe. So that fear is one of the reasons why you find them not get back home. Secondly, is the character component of most of the political leaders they have been established. Sorry to use this word. Most of these leaders amount to nothing. Most of these leaders amount to nothing. In a simple way, I can just tell you that these are boy people. People that listen to instructions or take directives from somewhere outside the Igbo entity and do the bidding of those particular interests against the Igbo people, and they just planted there. They are not really Igbo people. Most of them are contaminated Igbo people. So you find over time, you find out that most of the occupants of governorship positions, go through them all. Look at their character pushing, look at the kind of people that occupy those positions. You find that they are wanting, when it comes to exactly what it's trying to be an Igbo man, to understand who an Igbo is, the DNA of an Igbo man and all that. So now these are some of the reasons why you find that most people, investors or business people, find it very difficult to go there and invest. And lastly, let me just also put this point. Now, for somebody to decide to go and invest in this, you need to also have some comfort that if I invest there, I'm going to get my returns. Now, in assessing that, most business people find it very difficult to come to the conclusion what will be their returns when they invest in this service. Because there is mass exodus of the populace of Igbo people moving to several parts of this country. The Igbos have completely left and deserted the Igbo land. And you know that business is traffic. Business is traffic. But I must commend the current governor of Abuja State, which is my state, Alex Oti, who is doing some things now to see how he can, address some of these lapses. So those are the steps that should be taken. The government that tried doing that, but did not do it in such a way that would commend people who have some confidence in it was the former governor of Ebonyi State. People are associating more with the federal government than the state. So they lack that loyalty. They lack that love from the people on account of where he's coming from. They felt more with the federal government than the state. Even though he was doing some good things, they didn't do work on it. The Alex meeting is a very good example of the person. Now, people are relating with him, and I think if he continues in that strike, it might attract many of these investors to Abuja State, and by extension, other governors might produce. And that's my submission of very why business people or investors are coming.
Okay, thank you very much for that insight. Now, one question, a political question for you, perhaps on behalf of the Igbo grassroots. When this issue of Nnamdi Kanu have seen the kind of crowd that I can only imagine during the heat days of the agitation. Thousands, I mean hundreds of thousands of people will come out in Biafran flags during protests. When it comes to politics, with this massive number of people across the Southeast, when it comes to politics of election that people have to vote, We don't see the presence of these massive numbers of Igbos voting for the right candidates who will drive their agenda of Biafra, who has the Biafra-centric agenda, to be in the Senate, to be in the House of Representatives, to be governors and members of the houses of assembly in those states. What happens? Where do those numbers go to when it comes to electionary? When it's time, you people say we want Biafra, we want Biafra, we want Biafra. But when the time comes for you to put people who can talk Biafra on the floor of the Senate, on the floors of the National Assembly, as state governors, come together and beautify that place, we don't see them. What happens? Where do those numbers go to?
Okay. This question you have, this question you just you asked now, aligns very closely to what we call political arithmetic in voting on an election. Political arithmetic.
Yeah. Yes.
Numbers, perceived numbers, seeming numbers before election, during election, and after election. Of course, you know that being the leader of political parties in Nigeria, working closely with INEC, the Independent National Electoral Commission, we saw the surge during my period of a very large number of Nigerians who registered to vote across different parts of this country. It was getting close to 100 million. And the last time before the 2023 presidential election was about close to 100 million Nigerians that actually registered to cast their votes across the country, various polling booths. Now, when you're having, I'm just using a political figure, the figure was about 16 million, or at the end of the day, it was close to about 100 million thereabouts. Now, you have 100 million of Nigerians that actually registered to vote using that particular number. What happened when we had our presidential election? We saw the party number that voted. Very ridiculous number that voted. Less than 20% of the entire votes, less than 20%, or less than 30% of the actual number of people that actually registered to vote. So what I'm trying to bring to your attention or to your mind is this large number you see, or this large number of people you see during the crowd situations, does not actually reflect the exact number. We'll take that. So that's what you have to put at the back of the mind. Now, with that number, with over 90 million Nigerians actually expressed their interest to vote, what they did essentially was to get an identity, because they're getting an ID of registering for INEC card or voting card. Let me say the voting card was an identity that was recognized in Nigeria as a legal identity that can be used not as a financial party to identify yourself as a person. It becomes an ID for everybody. So on account of using that card, based on that card party, Nigerians now moved was having that card as a basis of identity. That's one. Two. Now, when we see a very large number of people being shown socially carrying the Biafran flag, the massive crowd during the protest period, of course, the head mentality. There are things that happen when you have a mass crowd or when an event is taking place. When people are moving in their trunks, or when they have the situation where they have mentality, you find so many people in that measure. Now, your question, why is it that this same number of people does not come out to vote and get reasonable, responsible people that will now vote, people that can now actualize the mission or the vision of what Nnamdi Kanu is fighting? The reason is very, very clear. For you to contest the election in Nigeria, you require a lot of money. For you to contest election in Nigeria, it requires a lot of money. Most of those guys you see who are carrying that flag don't have that resources to contest election. So they cannot contest election. And since they are the one that is carrying that banner, carrying that flag, and knows what the cause is, know that they are fighting for a mission of actualizing the dream of Biafra. They do not have the resources. Those who do not have the resources, are not actually members of this IPOB. They are not IPOB people. And those are the people that have the resources to contest the election. And it is those people that will not come and pay, that have the money to pay for the form, that have the money to pay for the campaign, that have the logistics to move from one place to the other, that have the money for the media, that have the money for other things. These are the sets of people that are able to come to contest for elections and win, not those who carry out those cards. And so when it comes to election period, you will not see those protesters. You will only see these people that have wits, who are the non-people who do not understand what this mission or what the vision. So this is the reason why it's like that. So the actual people who have the resources are not aligned with the vision of actualizing this Biafran cause. But those who are actually protesting are in the forefront, who do not have this thing, cannot come to contest elections to be able to achieve this purpose. This explains what exactly is happening.
Okay.
It is very difficult.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much for that insight. And it goes a long way to telling IPOB that they need to go and do some serious homework. Because if they have those numbers, line behind credible candidates that share in their ideology and put them in political parties, whether recognized or the ones that are so popular. You don't need a popular party for this. The one that can easily give you a ticket, and you don't need this. You and I have been battling for demonetization of politics in Nigeria. You know how much I detested the use of money, and I still detest it, because that is the reason we are where we are. Thieves who steal our money, we come back and give us pittance out of them, and then we put them in power. We don't need these damn big for nothing political parties. Go to the ones that will give you the ticket based on your credibility as an individual and integrity. Lying behind them for once, make a sacrifice into people who can advance your cause, and then all this will change. I would believe that things would have been a lot different from IPOB if they had candidates, like as I have written in many times about how not to just only be on the street. You have to be strategic about some of these things that we do, and then line it. If there were 10 Igbo senators standing up on behalf of Nnamdi Kanu, I think his problem, where he is, it's not his problem, it's the Igbo problem. Where he is now, he will not be there. But you don't find a typical Igbo politician in the Senate, especially with the exception of one they call Abaribe. He was one speaking, only him. And I believe that 1, 2, 3, 5 states from the East, that's 15 senators. You can imagine where 15 senators are speaking that what they are doing to their region is bad, and they don't want to come to the plenary session of they go back to their constituency to mobilize and mobilize and mobilize. I don't know that army that anybody would deploy to the southeast that will work. The Igbos are the biggest problem of themselves. And so the Igbo elites, let me say it very, very pointedly, the Igbo elites are a huge problem to the pains that the Igbos are suffering. I've never seen this generation of elites that are so corrupt and so morally bankrupt that the Igbos present as their political leaders. Look at Soludo, for instance, that how his own is a pure, disgusting jealousy. I can't even fathom it. Look at the Tog in the Imo State. I can't believe. Why is it that the Igbos choose really horrible people as a political leadership? Seriously. Let me ask you, why is it that? Although you already presented an answer to that, let's not go through the trouble of repeating that. It pains. It hurts. It's so sad. Yes, and then can you imagine somebody who is the one from Anambra State, that senator, one of Ifeanyi Uba or something like that? Come on now. You have that as your senator. Then they are moving from whatever party they were to APC, the party of terrorists. And then you have anything, you say you are an Igbo man. You are not serious. I would prefer not to vote. Huh? Yes, yeah, the YDP guy, yeah. Yes, YPP guy. Yes, yes. Why should the same people have that representing them? He's hollow in the head. Yes.
Let me jump in. You just mentioned a very important thing. I've also said this. I tried to clarify this when I was trying to explain the place of the Igbo man, the Igbo businessman in Nigeria, and the phobia, why they would not venture to do some certain things. Now, it's not only peculiar to the Igbos. It's not only particular to the Igbo businessman per se. It's a reflection of the Nigerian state and politics and Nigerian politicians who have seen cross carpets as a basis of survival or able to hedge their political stability and survival. Let me just use it in that manner. Even if that comes from a small political party, white the other which won the election.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can also understand that the final is series of litigations on account of the kind of business that is involved. Not only that, from that book, he's been in court with several individuals, the state, whether federal, and several entities. So he is in the middle of a major crisis. Now, to save his ass, to also make sure he protects himself, the simplest thing they can do to save himself is to cross carpet from the party that he is now to go to APC. APC is the devil's den, and they know how to manipulate and do everything to ensure that all it says, come over to us, all your sins will be forgiven, we're going to write up all your debts, we make sure that nothing will touch you. And so, if I'm about being a man that needs to survive with it, we have to cross carpet and go to from white people to APC. This explains it. And this also explains why somebody like Abuja, that is now the current president of the Senate, a man that never contested
Nigeria is in trouble.
A man whose election was contested and he was defeated now rose up and became the Senate president. He will tell you the mockery that we're in. So what I'm saying is not only the Igbo man that is important.
Yeah, no, the reason why I'm saying Igbo is because we are saying something that is directly connected to the Igbo. We are talking about Nnamdi Kanu, his travails, and how Igbo elites have not been supportive enough, at least in driving the awareness of their people, raising the bar to extend the fact, whether no matter how tepidly or how loudly they expound that position, but they have done absolutely nothing but for their selfish interest. I feel sad about that. And this is the reason it is good for one to have integrity. Because they lack integrity, that is why they cross carpet. That is why they are, yes, any person with integrity will not do that. Was I not, when I started with the APC. I saw that place was a terrorist party. I didn't last more than 1 year. I had to leave because I discovered that I didn't belong there. I cannot be taking instruction from Buhari in the first place, the grandfather of terrorism in Nigeria, even if people don't say it. But obviously he is. And I cannot be in the same, I couldn't be in the same place with Adams or Shemole. Yes, I couldn't just imagine me being around any of those criminals. So I quit. And when I quit, I could have jumped to PDP because they would be very happy to welcome me there with a red carpet. What did I do? I looked for a place where I could feel comfortable. Even if I got burnt there almost immediately, you were my saving grace. This is why I have a lot of respect for you. For what they did to me in AAC, when they see my forms were missing, yes, last minute, you came to rescue. So, I mean, I have a lot of respect for you, as a man of integrity. Yes. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So we are in a deep trouble. We are in a deep trouble. Well, Dr. Leonard Nzenwa, it has been such a great moment, hanging out with you here. And I'm telling you, thousands of, especially young people on TikTok, are seeing this. I'm going to show you, send part of it to you so you can see what I'm saying. You have enriched the younger generation of Nigerians immensely, and they take me very seriously. And I see every time I come here to make a broadcast. That's why I decided every broadcast that I make sure I share it there. They are there watching, and because they are very, very young population of Nigerians who don't know anything but what they are told, especially the wrong things, sometimes from parents, sometimes from colleagues, sometimes they hear from the Igbo is bad and they run with it, and vice versa. Yoruba is bad, Hausa is bad. That's all we are wrong with. We need to have built that generation of people who now begin to ask questions about why this, why. If you ask me to hate someone now, I'm going to ask you why. I'm not going to be the enemy of your enemy without having a good cause to be that person. So it's been a great, great. Yes, yes, yes. So before we leave, I would want you to talk to the young people of Nigeria, regardless of their backgrounds, regardless, they've heard you about what you said about Nnamdi Kanu and, the urgent need for him to be released, because Nigeria will never move forward without crossing that particular line. And I tell them two things that are holding Nigeria down. Two things are holding Nigeria down. From my own perspective, the continued subjugation of the Hausa people and the prevention of Igbo man from being a Nigerian. That he is the most authentic Nigerian. I must be I'm proud to say it. I'm so happy to say it. The Igbo man is the most authentic Nigerian. Why? Yeah, the Igbo man is the one you find everywhere in Nigeria. You can't find other people everywhere in Nigeria because they are riding in fear of what they have been told that is not true. They don't explore in order to find out firsthand, but they will arrive at that judgment. Go, if you want to know a people, go to their place, be with them, understand them, and then you can make a very, very good informed decision. So what I want you to tell like young Nigerians, especially the young ones, some of those older ones are lost. We can't do anything to recover them. Let them die with their hate. But we cannot afford to continue to fertilize hate among young Nigerians. We want to build a real Nigeria, a Nigeria where it doesn't matter where tongues and tribes may differ, but in brotherhood we stand. That was our real organic national anthem before they brought this hell. They tell us about a country bound in peace and unity. Where's the peace and unity? Do you see it? I don't see it. Oh. One is abounding freedom, peace and unity. And yet, every day our young children are being kidnapped. All right, there is crisis everywhere. Igbo man cannot be in Lagos without being told to go back to his Igbo land. He can't be in Sokoto. He can't be in Kano. Look at my hand, 1991. Kano riot. They stabbed me for being maybe an Igbo man, for being a Christian. They don't even know whether I'm a Christian or not. Just because I'm different, they bring these young people that they are planted ignorance in their head. Go and kill them. Say kafirine. They call you a kafiri in your own country. Then what is the basis of our own Nigerianness? So, my brother, talk to the young people of Nigeria. Tell them more about why there is need for us to set Nigeria free for their sake.
Let me just thank you very much for also providing this for me to also talk to a lot of people that listen to you and watch your program.
Yes, sir.
I never imagined that this country would be at this state it is today. For every youth in this country, one thing I want them to hold on is, first of all, that they are created by God and no man can kill them except God. The first thing I want to tell any youth in this country should hold at the back of his mind that it is God that has created every one of them, and no man can stop their life out of them except God agreed on that. And God that we serve will never allow anything to continue the youth. That is one. Two, the youths of this country own this country. the youth of this country owns this country. It is not Tinubu that owns this country. It's not myself, it's not the Leonard Nzenwa, it's not Ajaja that owns this country. The country, as we speak, is owned by the youths. And so because the youths own this country, the youths have got to play a very vital role in trying to see how this country can move forward. And what is the way this country can move forward? This country can only move forward if every person that is part of this country loves themselves. If I reduce it by tribal definition, if you are from an Hausa man, you must love somebody from the Yoruba land. If you're a Yoruba man, you must love somebody from the Igbo land. If you're an Igbo man, you must love somebody from Kwara. Whatever it is, you must love yourself. You must see yourself as one. The way you love yourself, when you go abroad, you meet a Nigerian and they happy with you. Irrespective of wherever you come from, see yourself in the same manner when you get this country. The third thing I will tell the youth here is Nigeria is a great nation. Nigeria is a great nation. And because you are part of Nigeria, you, the youth, you are a great Nigerian. And so the benefits that comes to Nigeria will come to you as a great Nigerian. So you must know that you are a great Nigerian, you are a great youth. Finally, we must stand together to fight injustice. We must stand together to fight injustice. And that injustice is, if an individual man is maltreated, whether I'm a Yoruba man, I will stand up against that to protect the right of that individual man. If I am an Hausa man is maltreated, I'm an Igbo man, I will stand to fight for that Hausa man right to be respected. If I'm an Igbo man, I must stand up for the right for Igbo man. So what I'm saying in essence is we must all stand up to fight against injustice. If we don't start collectively to fight against injustice, we can never move forward. And so it is only God that can help us in this. And knowing that you are the future of this country, the youth that own this country, the fight is left for you. We have done our best. I'll keep on encouraging you. Do not be afraid. Do not be scared. God is on your side, and nature is on your side, and destiny is on your side. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Leonard Nzenwa. It's been such an incredible moment with you. Thank you for showing up, and we appreciate your sincere contributions. Have a great evening in Nigeria. Talk to you later.
Thank you very much. Thank you too.
All right, bye now.
Bye.
Yes, sir. Yes, listeners from within Nigeria now and around the world, we have spent approximately 1 hour, 52 minutes, going to 2 hours. This is a record-breaking broadcast. You had this encounter with Dr. Leonard Nzenwa. You see, when they say we are a country, it is not a joke. It's much more than something we say by our mouth. What makes a country is that the people of the country have agreed to live together in peace and harmony, and have decided to work for the progress of their country, in the sense that when one part of that country is in trouble, the whole of the country is in trouble. It's just like 5 fingers. When one finger is hot, it impacts the whole of the fingers, it impacts the whole of the body. So let's take the problem of Igbos as our problems. Let's take the problems of the Hausas as our problems. Let's take the problems of the Yorubas as our problems. Let's start taking problems of the Ibibios, the Galas, the Domas, the Efis, the Igedes, the Ikas, the Robos, the everybody as our problem. That when one part of that country is in trouble, we are all in trouble because it's a part of us. Let us stand up for justice, social and socio-economic justice. That is what the United States is about. When there is trouble anywhere in the US, you will see it is everybody's problem. They don't regionalize the problem. They don't regionalize problem. They don't tribalize problem. Serious problem that has serious national security implication for the country. The people who want to keep us divided are those who are making business of dividing us and disuniting us. They don't mean well for us. They don't mean well for the good of our country. They are traitors. They are evil. That is what the Bob Marley call. We are calling them belly full. Them belly full, but we are hungry. They are not good for us. We don't need them. That is why, especially this young generation, is remove yourself from hate, mischief, and bigotry. Don't let any emir, don't let any sultan, don't let any pastor, don't let any oba, don't let any obi tell you that Igbos are bad, Yorubas are bad, and you believe it hook, line, and sinker. When they tell you, you go and do your own research. Why are these people telling me that these people are bad when in fact they are not bad? Who is the bad person? The one who is spreading bad news so that he will keep you under his control. This whole thing is about keeping you under control. We should resist it. When it's time for us to choose leaders, let's choose those with 1, ability, 2, competency, 3, courage, 4, knowledge, 5, the exceptional content of and strength of character to deliver and to create what? To build, to expand, to extend, to sustain capacity for all of us. Are you not tired? You are a graduate from a Nigerian university. You know what? Over 60 million Nigerian youths have no jobs. Yes, over 60 million youths, Nigerian youths, have no jobs. And you know what? The youths constitute 71% of the entire country's population. That is bomb right there waiting to explode. And it's already exploding. Big time. It's exploding. So the man who can create, that man who has the brain, the ingenuity, the creative, exceptional creative ingenuity to build, to create jobs for you, is the one you should follow. It doesn't matter his tribe. It doesn't matter his religion. It doesn't matter what he speaks. It doesn't matter how he dresses. It doesn't matter the color of his skin. I am telling you, that's the only way Nigeria can be saved. The one who can go to any part of Nigeria and say, I am from this part. He can go to Kano and eat kunu with the people there. He comes to Delta and eat eba. He goes to Idoma, eat yam, and everywhere. The one that can feel at home and make you feel at home. The president that you can relate with on personal basis. The one who you will write a small letter, he will find a way to respond to you. Yes, that's the type of leaders you need. You need them as president. You need them as members of the National Assembly. You need them as governors. You need them as councillors. You need them as local government chairman. Those are the people. The one who does not look down on you, who does not want you to be worshiping him and sitting on the throne. The one who understands that there is power, and the power does not last with any individual forever. You go do your part and go away. That is the one. It's only 4 years and another person will come. We continue to recycle these good people. It becomes a series of good leaders. That's how America got to where it is. Yes, that's how Dubai is Dubai. Yes, why is it that it's only Africa, only Nigeria that is stuck? Because we choose the wrong person. We continue to choose the wrong people based on tribe, based on religion. Who religion help? Who tribe help? Tell me now. Who tribe help? Religion has ended us what? Kill. Blood all over Nigeria. Yeah, I'm a Christian. I'm a Muslim. Kill. That's all we have benefited from religion. Nothing. With tribalism, oh, Igbo man is bad. Driving away from Lagos, driving from Kano, driving from Sokoto. Yeah, Yoruba people are betrayers and all that. Do this to him, do that to him. We cannot build a country like that. Like I tell all that. We can't build Nigeria that way. Nigeria has to be open to free, fair, equal, and unlimited and unconditional access to opportunity for its people to grow and develop and progress and prosper. according to their abilities and levels of competency. And if we have it, the competition for a better Nigeria will be so healthy. Everybody will be happy, doing their own best in their own small way and a big way as the case. And then we will end all these idiots who come to be leaders. We don't want them. They're not our leaders. How can somebody who be a kidnapper, like Gumi, who speaks for kidnappers, he makes statements for them? I don't know why people will go to and still believe that he's a scholar, that the people go to his mosque. He's an evil man. Yes, how can a Sultan of Sokoto, for instance, is the one who says the Sultan of Sokoto, he tells us that a drug dealer is the good candidate for us, and we blindly follow him. Yes, and he's saying that because he's a Muslim, we blindly follow him. So Muslims do not know good things. I know there are very good Muslims, millions of them who know good things. So we need to start discerning, divorce ourselves from tribalism and regional and religious nationalism. That's the only way Nigeria can move forward. Anything short of that, we are going to stay in that circle and nothing will happen. Then if those who don't want to build a country, they should let those who want to build a country leave. Yeah, that's what the Igbos are asking. You don't want us. Why are you forcing us to stay with you? You continue to send your army. Look at the show of shame that happened in my Niger Delta. Yeah, Okwama has become a big hit now in Nigerian political discourse. Yes, Okwama community. Yes, what happened? Soldiers went there. They say, do you see any serious country where soldiers become police? They kick police to the side. Soldiers now become law enforcement agency. It does not happen. It does not happen in this same country. Soldiers leave Boko Haram. Instead of them, all our bush soldiers food Boko Haram food terrorists all over the place. They don't fight them. They come and fight ordinary person like me and you. Now, when you talk like me now, they want to arrest me by all means so that they will silence me. But unfortunately for them, they can't. So you open your mouth. Every citizen has a right to criticize a bad government, an evil government. And how you know an evil government is the one when people talk, you go use DSS, they pursue you. DSS director is part of the problem of terrorism in Nigeria, an economic sabotage. I keep calling him Yusuf Bichi. You are a terrorist. You are part of them. Yes. What are you talking? Bola Tinubu is not a thing. Shetima is linked to terrorism. Why only Nigeria? Why? It be like say we did stupid. And then we keep going back and forth. We keep going to sleep and allowing these people to mislead us. See what they went to do, soldiers went to do in a small, poor rural community in Delta State. Yeah, soldier. What business has a soldier got to do? And they say they killed 16, 17 soldiers. What did the soldiers do? You did not ask. Nobody is asking, investigating. How? Who deployed them? On what ground were they deployed? Tompolo, a criminal. Yeah, a criminal. Or a thief. Asari Dokubo, all of them become champions. Thieves become champions of Nigeria. And we did that in Mumu, they follow them. Yes. Ask them what the soldiers do. Were they properly deployed? Who sent them? Why did they kill them? I feel sad that especially for their families, that they lost breadwinners. But we need to start asking questions. We need to start holding people accountable for what they do. Nigeria is a lawless state, but we can make it lawful. And that is why we are not going to listen to what Sultan of Fulani in Sokoto is saying, that the North will revolt. No, the people of Nigeria will revolt to remove Bola Tinubu. We are not going to allow them to revolt on the account of the way the North think. The North, now them be the North. It's not the ordinary people, poor people in the North are suffering. They keep them hungry. They keep them deprived of everything. It is only when it's not benefiting them, you see them coming out to say the North. North is not going to revolt. Yeah, if we want to revolt, the whole of Nigeria will come together on account of us being Nigerians to chase these criminals out of that place. Not through a coup that will bring a terrorist to power as a head of state of Nigeria. They try it, we will break Nigeria up. So that's what they want. That is what they want now. Small, young, ordinary Nigerians from the north, south, east, and west, wake up, make us start thinking. Don't let them use their own game. Their games have expired. This new game of social justice, that is what we play. Yes, they are the ones who eat and belly full, but all of us, they're hungry. Yes. Hey, with this, we come to the end of this special broadcast. Join the movement for the liberation of Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu must be free. Nnamdi Kanu must be free. He did nothing. He only asked the same question that I'm asking. He only asked questions that other Nigerians have asked before. But because he's an Igbo man, that's why they are holding him. Igbo is Nigeria. There's no difference between an Igbo man and a Yoruba man and an Hausa man and a Fulani man and a Doma man, a thief man and a Gede man and a car person like I am. No difference. The job of a citizen is to ask questions. When he does not understand how his country is going, you have that right. Don't let the DSS scare you anymore. Don't let them scare you with the police. Don't let them scare you with the army. The army, those who lead the army are some of the most ignorant people right now because they don't understand what damage they are doing to Nigeria by coming out to be making political statements. Yes, everybody, including everybody, must be held accountable for his or her action that brought Nigeria where it is right now. Nobody should be above the law. Nobody should be bigger than Nigeria. Nigerians are all equal stakeholders. I am a stakeholder. You are a stakeholder. Even the baby that was born today is a stakeholder in Nigeria. Rise up, the people of Nigeria. Let's unite and be one. So if there is trouble, like Boko Haram is troubling Nigeria, it's troubling all of us. So they are not killing only Muslims. They are not killing only Christians. They are not killing only Hausas. They are not killing only Fulanis. They are killing Nigeria. They are killing the people of Nigeria. Rise up, Nigerians. Goodbye. Bye now. Special thanks to Allison, Vision, and Ziggy, and all those who made this broadcast possible. Thank you very much. And special thanks to the drivers of the Grace and Augustine Ajaja Foundation. Thank you for your contribution so far. Bye-bye. And of course, our dedicated listeners on the Nightingale Radio and TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and all the platforms where we air our broadcasts. We love you all. And if you have not done so already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Now on ONN, in addition to bringing more awareness to what we represent. We are also on Facebook at Open Nigeria 1, at Open Nigeria 1, OPEN 1, that's Open Nigeria, at Open Nigeria 1. And also on Instagram at Open Nigeria 1, and on X at Open Nigeria 1. If you want to follow me personally on X, my name is my username, my handle name is at Smart Ajaja, at Smart Ajaja. And again, we have our global website, and it is www.opennigerianow.com. We are not joking. www.opennigerianow.com. We do what we do for the love of country, not for any personal reason. We just love Nigeria so seriously, and we want the people of Nigeria, mostly in chains, to come out of their chains, to come out of their darkness. Nigeria is being held in chains by less than 1% of its population, of very hateful and divisive elites. Yes, they hate what we do because we're about to put food off of their table, but we don't regret it. Central Rock, Nigerian Rock, it's Nigerian Rock. And special thanks to Robert Nesta Mali, aka Bob Mali, for providing us with the background